The next act opens at the palace with the expectation for Raymonda to declare who she was going to take for a husband.
Wrist.
The Saracen introduces the Saracen dance, which is sort of an old Arabian, sort of fabulous, wild energy, ecstatic, energy thing. And then there's a wonderful, very famous Spanish dance that he presents too, very proudly to say, if you come with me, this is what, I can give you. Then Jean de Brienne presents his case and says, yes, but don't forget the home team, and presents the Hungarian dance, the national dance, to her. The Saracen becomes a little impatient now because he's figured that she's given him the nod. He's a little annoyed at this Jean de Brienne guy and doesn't really respect him much anyway, so he decides it's time to wrap it up, does an amazing bravura solo, and grabs her and says, okay, honey, let's go. We're leaving. And she freezes. She just can't leave. When she won't leave with the Saracen, he turns and he says, what's the matter with you? I'm fabulous. Why don't you want to leave with me? And she says, I don't know why, but I can't leave with you. And he gets furious and takes his whole entourage and leaves. And in the relief of the stress being gone, the first person she sets her eyes on is Jean de Brienne, the comfort of home, thank God. And they have a very quick, lovely reunion, and Sybil goes, oh, thank God all those foreigners are gone. We can just, keep this all in house. Won't this be lovely? Declares that they'll be married. And then we have the really famous set, Grand Pas Classique. At the end of it, the Saracen burst back in for one final, I'm not taking no for an answer. And tries again to abduct her, and Jean de Brienne challenges him to a duel, and the Saracen loses. And Raymonda is so distraught that she's brought all this on her house and shame on Sybil's kindness, that she leaves the ballroom and Sybil's left sort of disbanding the wedding party, and it's a bit of a disaster, to say the least. And she runs alone into the garden. And this, I think, is the most single unique thing about this production, is that it ends really on a very romantic pas de deux, basically with Jean de Brienne saying, it's okay, you don't have to tell me if you regret your choice, but I've loved you since I was a little boy. I will take care of you. I will be here for you. It's just this unbelievably romantic pas de deux. I wish I could be near you when you see the curtain go up, because it's just breathtaking.